Welcome to our series where we explore the best in hotels, resorts, and vacation rentals around the world. Today, we're in Singapore, checking into one of the city's most stylish stays, the Andaz Singapore. Located in the vibrant Bugis area, the Andaz occupies the upper floors of the Duo Tower. Now, some levels here are reserved for private residents, but the hotel itself is a luxury lifestyle property from Hyatt, known for their design-forward rooms, skyline views, and exceptional service. And if you love to travel and want more honest reviews, tips, and inspiration, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like and share. We really do appreciate the support. First, here's a quick look at the hotel's general info. Remember, check-in is after 3 p.m., check-out is before noon, and they do have quite a few house rules listed. Everything from in-room celebrations to their durian policy, so it's worth skimming through if you're planning a stay. Now let's take a quick look at your room options. We arrived at the hotel around 8 a.m., way before standard check-in time. Now we had booked the lowest tier room, the 1 king bed, but since it wasn't ready yet, they offered us an upgrade to the 1 king bed with city view for just 20 Singapore dollars more a night. Honestly, some hotels might use this as a gimmick, but at a property like this, we gave them the benefit of the doubt. Plus, we were exhausted after traveling from Japan, so it was an easy yes. Now, we booked our stay through Lily's Capital One Venture X card, which gives us a $300 annual travel credit, but also requires us to book through Capital One Travel, which was a little more expensive than booking directly through the hotel, but even with the difference, we still came out ahead. Now let's move on to the dining options at the Andaz Singapore, and there are quite a few. Now we're just gonna quickly cycle through the restaurants available here, just so you get an idea of the cuisine, the hours, and general info. For us, we rarely eat at the hotel or resort we're staying at, unless we have a complimentary breakfast, of course. And in Singapore, we really spent most of our time exploring hawker centers and local food spots, which really is a big part of the experience here. But if you are going to dine in, you have some great options. Now, we did make it up to Mr. Stork, the rooftop bar, and like most bars in Singapore, it can be on the pricey side. We'll have more on that later, but if you can catch happier hour or ladies' night, you can save a few dollars. Now let's take a look at how to get to the Andaz Singapore. Now, most visitors will be arriving from Changi Airport, which is really not too far away from the city center and the hotel itself. And here is where Changi Airport is located, and here's the Andaz, in the Bugis area. Now you have several options for getting into the city from the airport, and we've tried nearly all of them, except I believe the city bus and the private car. Now, how you transit from the airport depends on a few factors: your comfort level, your budget, and basically how you like to travel. We chose the city shuttle because it just worked out best for us. Now when you arrive at the airport, head down to the ground level, and you'll see an area where you have many options for transit around the city. Like we mentioned, the city shuttle was our best option. Although it does have a few limitations, it is comfortable, convenient, inexpensive, and you could just pick up your tickets at the concierge counter here. And you could also take the MRT, which is more affordable, clean, and easy to use. The nearest station to the hotel is Bugis on both the blue and green lines, and exit E is the closest to the Andaz. And for getting around once you're at the Andaz, you can take this metro or the Parkview Square bus. And for those who prefer a taxi, there's a pickup point right outside. Now, if you're looking for a little more convenient way to get around the city, we used GrabCar. Just download the app. It's easy to use, convenient, and reasonably priced. We took it around the city a few times, as well as back to the airport. So if there's 2 or more of you traveling with some luggage, this might be your best option. And it only came out to about 2 Singapore dollars more than the city shuttle. It worked out best for us. Welcome to the Andaz Singapore. The hotel's modern architecture really stands out in the Singapore skyline as it rises from the Duo Tower in the heart of Bugis. It's got this kind of sleek, dramatic, eye-catching design, so it made a good first impression on us. As we stepped into the main entrance, we had a warm greeting from the staff. They took our luggage and directed us to the 25th floor for check-in. Now, some people might not like the fact that you have to take 2 elevators to get to your room, one to the lobby, and another one to the guest floors. But honestly, it didn't really bother us. And when you arrive on the 25th floor for check-in, the space itself is bright, open, and really welcoming. Plus, there's a lot going on. More on that later. Now, the check-in process here might be slightly different than hotels you're used to, as there's individual counters where a staff member will check you in, and the service here is what really separated the Andaz from other hotels. As an example, we had a bit of a luggage issue at the airport, and they handled the whole thing for us without hesitation. Okay, before heading to our room, let's head to the fitness center on the 38th floor, and it's got a pretty nice skyline view for your workout. Now to our room on the 30th floor, and when you step off the elevator, the design really stands out here. It's got this open-air atrium with tons of natural light, and at this point, we were really looking forward to seeing our room. Now let's take a look at our king bed city view room, which we just had mentioned we were recently upgraded to, for a fee, of course. Walking down the hallway from the elevator, and it's a short walk to our room, number 3027. Just tap your key and get on in. Now the first thing we notice, the room is bright. Lots of natural light coming in. There are even a couple of hooks on the wall by the entrance, which we appreciated because we always seem to be hanging things. Now onto the main part of the room, the bed. It was big, it was comfortable, and after all our traveling, it gave us some much needed sleep. And like a lot of things at this hotel, sustainability is front and center. For example, they only change the sheets and towels every 3 days, unless you request more frequent service. Now, one bedside table has a phone, pad and pen, and a do not disturb sign. And on the other side of the bed, you have this really nice Bose Bluetooth speaker, an old school alarm clock, and you have controls here for your lights and your window blinds and shades, an AC power outlet, and a couple of USB charging ports, and it was very convenient having those right next to the bed. Now moving on to the windows. Huge and filled with light. You'll notice those little dots printed across the glass. They're actually solar controlled dots designed to reduce heat and energy use by cutting down on sun glare. At least that's what I read on the card. I mean, leave it up to the Andaz to even make the windows eco-friendly. And I actually really liked these wall-mounted controls for the blinds and shades, and I ended up playing around with them a few times. It was nice for an easy morning wake-up, or closing them down for a good night's sleep. Next to the bed was a small couch and table. It's always great to have another seating option in the room besides the bed. And the table proved useful just to put a few things on. Across from the bed is the television, which we didn't use much. We don't really watch much TV while traveling, but it's more than just a TV. You can actually scroll through the hotel services, restaurant hours, and amenities. It actually came in handy a few times during our stay. Now, if you want to go old school, they also have a magazine with most of the same information. Now let's swing over to the minibar, which felt more like Minibar 2.0. There are a lot of thoughtful details packed in here. You can make a variety of coffees and teas, and they even provided a few snacks for us. And we were happy to see a bottle opener, which we actually needed. Inside the mini fridge, you'll find a solid selection of drinks to choose from, including Trouble Brewery's Andaz Pills, which was very much appreciated. They also included this refillable plastic bottle, which you can use while in Singapore and take home with you. Reading Take Me Home, this is my last plastic bottle. Let's hope this premise catches on. And Singapore likes to remind you that the tap water is safe to drink, as Singapore's water is one of the safest and cleanest in the world. Now let's move on to the bathroom. First here we have a single vanity, which I think was sufficient enough for 2 people. Next to that you have hanging your complimentary robes, and these were quite comfortable. Moving back to the vanity, the Andaz provided you with a nice supply of amenities, including a hairdryer, toothbrush, hairbrush, razor, and much more. And yet again, reminding you that the tap water is safe to drink. Now let's swing around to the shower stall. The shower itself was tall and definitely spacious enough, and you were covered as you had all the basics: your shower gel, your conditioner, and your shampoo. Now next to that is what I guess I would call a toilet room, which had a sink, a towel, and of course, a toilet. Now having its own space did give a bit of extra privacy, which is always appreciated. Next door you have your fairly big closet, and alongside your closet you have your safe, a laundry bag just in case you want them to do your laundry at the hotel, and I think this was an iron down here, not quite sure. And of course your flip-flops and a few more amenities to make for a more pleasurable stay. And as we look around the room, you have your thermostat control, which you'll probably need with this Singapore heat. And you also have your Wi-Fi login, and the Wi-Fi here was pretty fast. You also have information on the sunroom and the pool, which we'll cover in the upcoming sections. And staying with the hotel's sustainability theme, the room key had this sort of wooden finish, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, now I think it's about time we head back down to the 25th floor and see what else the Andaz has in store for us. First, let's take a walk outside and take a look at the incredible infinity pool here at the Andaz Singapore. Now, is this pool as jaw-dropping as the Marina Bay Sands pool? No. But as the Marina Bay Sands can be 2 to 3 times the price per night, the Andaz made for an excellent decision. Now, the Marina Bay Sands definitely has one of the most iconic rooftop pools in the world, and it's absolutely worth seeing. But there's a lot going on at the top of the Marina Bay Sands, and the pool here at the Andaz has a different vibe. It's peaceful, tranquil, and gives you more of a relaxed, personal way to take in the skyline. The whole area had a relaxing vibe, lots of greenery, and a kind of urban garden feel. And there seemed to be great views everywhere you turned, and it just felt very serene. Of course, there were pool rules posted. Singapore does love its rules. And right next to the main pool, we saw what we thought was a hot tub. But as it turns out, it's actually the kids' pool, with its own set of guidelines, of course. And when you first walk in, you'll find a complimentary towel station with some infused water, which was really nice, especially on these hot, humid days. There's also a changing room available, along with outdoor showers, so you can rinse off before and after using the pool. And if you're relaxing and comfortable poolside and you're feeling a little hungry, no worries, they have a poolside menu. Now the prices here are a little high, but then again, it is Singapore. But one of the coolest things we noticed up here was the Sky Herb Garden, and all of the herbs grown here are actually used in the Andaz's restaurants and bars. Now as you walk in from the pool, still on the 25th floor, you'll find one of our favorite little spots at the hotel, the Sunroom. It's a calm and comfortable space, perfect for relaxing between pool time and sightseeing. They offer complimentary non-alcoholic drinks like iced tea, coffee, and infused waters, along with a few light snacks. On our visits, they had some fruit, yogurt bars, and these surprisingly spicy potato chips, which hit the spot after a long morning out and about. And although they didn't have alcohol here, we did have 2 free drink vouchers that we used at the adjacent bar. Thank you, Andaz. Now, as we mentioned earlier, we didn't eat at the hotel restaurants. We spent most of our meals exploring hawker centers and street food vendors, but we did take a peek into Alley on 25, which is where they serve the breakfast buffet. Here's also a look at the lunch menu, in case you're curious. So one night before we headed out, we decided to stop by Mr. Stork. This is the rooftop bar on the 39th floor of the Andaz Singapore. As we rode the elevator up to the top of the Duo Tower, we figured we'd give you a quick look at the menu and the prices. Remember, these prices are in Singapore dollars, and you'll also have added onto your bill a 10% service fee and a 9% goods and services tax. And although tipping isn't required in Singapore, we always like to leave a little something extra if the service is above and beyond. Now, walking into Mr. Stork feels a little different than most rooftop bars. It has this tranquil garden vibe with these very unique teepees scattered throughout the rooftop. And it wasn't too crowded when we arrived, but it started to fill up as the evening went on. Luckily, we grabbed a table right at the edge, which gave us an incredible panoramic view of this city. Now, if you can time it right, get there before sunset, as it can get really crowded at that time. And the incredible views you get from up here are definitely worth it. Now, the drinks. I'd say they were fine, nothing mind-blowing, but they were refreshing. And the fact that we were here during happier hour definitely helped. But to be honest, we really came up here for the views and the experience, not the cocktails. Although the cocktails really did add to the experience. But the views up here, just like the Andaz Singapore, definitely did not disappoint. Of course, there's so much more to discover while in Singapore, and if you're looking for some ideas, we've got you covered. So check out our series on discovering Singapore so you know before you go. Thank you, Singapore. Until next time. Now for some final thoughts on the Andaz Singapore, a Hyatt concept. We booked our stay here through Capital One Travel using Lily's Venture X $300 annual credit. Now, while that site charges a bit more than booking direct, we still ended up saving, so it was a win. We felt we made a great choice here. The hotel is stylish, modern, and had just about every amenity we needed. What really stood out though was the service. It was some of the best we've ever had, and that's saying a lot. Not sure if budget wasn't a concern, we probably would have tried the Marina Bay Sands for one night, just for the experience. But for us, we absolutely recommend the Andaz Singapore. I hope this helps you the next time you travel to Singapore. Safe travels. And if you love to travel and want more honest reviews, tips, and inspiration, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to like and share. We really do appreciate the support.